So now that we have our UI set up for basically the entire revive setup, I want to go ahead and smooth out the progress bar. So for reference here, like if I set it to say 0.25, we can see that the progress bar is really quite slow. So here I'll start the revive. You can see how stuttery it is. And it does not look good. So granted, we're not going to have it at this value, but it is there for reference. So it's dependent on the interval that we set it at. So that we need to improve. Now, the drawback to improving it means we are also increasing the rate at which this logic has to run on the server, because that's just how we have it set up. So the server is running this logic for every single client, including themselves. So my thought here is we basically set it to a very fast interval, and we have a dedicated interval for the server. So in our case, we have a sweep interval. Let's do a sweep interval for the client, and let's do not client, let's do local, and let's add a sweep interval for the server. So we can also add comments. So interval if we are locally controlled, interval for the server processing another client's ability. So that way we can kind of pick and choose both. And there's also another optimization that I want to do specific to the server. So in the case of us on the client, I would ideally like it to run, say, 60 times a second, so that way we get a nice, smooth progress bar. So 1 divided by 60 is this with trailing sixes. So let's set the delay to 0.0166 for the local. Then for the server, quite frankly, we can probably leave it the same, maybe a little more, because this is at, I think, 20. Yeah, so we'll have the server do it at, honestly, 20 times a second is fine, in my opinion. So, okay, we have how many times we want? We have 60 times a second and 20. Now let's go ahead and handle the logic. So we can do basically a branch here to figure it out of which one to use, or we can actually store it on activate ability, which is going to be the easiest. I'm also going to remove this log as I do not want it anymore. So here we have our two intervals. Let's go ahead and make basically the literal sweep interval that we're going to use. So float sweep interval, and we'll set it to 0 for now. And let's just actually make this use the sweep interval that we just made. So basically, in activate ability, if we are locally controlled, we want to create the view model, get the view model and set the sweep interval to equal the sweep interval local. Otherwise, we set the sweep interval to equal the sweep interval server. And that's pretty much it. So that'll allow us to have a smooth rate for the client, and the server doesn't need to necessarily run it anywhere close to that rate. If they don't want to, we can actually just tweak it, based upon if we find this works good, this doesn't. We can find kind of, a happy set of values that works for us. Okay, once we are back in the editor, now we can go back to our ability here. We have our new defaults, and let's just kind of see what happens. So I go ahead, go down, and hold F. And you can see that is a nice, smooth progress bar. And we could honestly, I'm actually curious, what happens if it is at 0? Does that mean it is every frame or what? I can't exactly remember with timers. So yeah, so that's every frame if we set it to 0. So it might be noticeable, but I'm going to leave it at 60. Tweak it to your heart's desire. Do whatever you want. Okay, so we have that, and we have the server. So what I want to do is do a kind of a more or less a test, where in the perform local sweep, if we are not is locally controlled, what I want to do is UE log temp, warning, text, not locally controlled. So this should spam. And likewise, I want to get rid of this hold time log as it is not needed. So this will give us an idea as to the rate at which the server is running versus the client. Okay, so we can see not locally controlled. It is running at a decent rate, not super fast. So if I go down and we compare it, actually we don't have anything to compare it to, but it is nowhere near 60 times a second. It is much closer to that, 20. And if I change it to 1, we should get that value printing out once every second. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, which is correct. So that's good. We know that this is working. So what I want to do now is work on that optimization so this is not constantly running 24/7 on the server. I only want it to run pretty much if our, we have a held interaction happening. So remember, this input here is replicated to the server. So in which case, this logic here will run. So we can very simply call perform looping sweep. And that'll kind of kick it off going regardless of if we are server or client. And then once we get back up to our perform looping sweep, we go through and we perform I'm being blind. We go ahead and perform the sweep. And this is where we can kind of choose whether or not we want to end the task or keep going. So in our case, I do want to wrap this in an if. So if the perform sweep is invalid, I pretty much want to kind of terminate this wait delay task on the server. So if the sweep is invalid and we are not locally controlled, meaning we are the client, meaning we are the server using a client's version of this ability, so to speak. I'm not sure what the correct way to explain that would be. We want to grab the wait delay and simply end the task. And that's it there. So now we should be able to see that basically the server is not ticking when we're not running it. Naturally, we also have a problem. So let's see what that is. So build through the IDE. Okay, so it doesn't like us calling end task because it's inherited from U gameplay task. So let's go to end task, which is in the gameplay tasks.h. So let's include, where are we at? Gameplay task.h. And hopefully this should allow it to compile. Okay, so we are still getting an error after we went ahead and included it. So if we look back again, we can see that it seems like it is in its own separate module, which I overlooked. So if we go to our skgzombies.build.cs, let's go down, actually let's go below our gameplay tags, and we want to bring in the gameplay tasks module as a dependency. So let's go ahead and rebuild, and hopefully now we should be good to go to actually end the task. Okay, that seemed to build. So let's go ahead and hit play and see the result. So basically, whenever there is a held interaction trying to be performed, it'll go ahead and trigger this on the client and server. And in the case of, say, the server, it is going to check, run its thing, and at some point, whenever the sweep is invalid, we are simply going to just end the task. So at least at that point, we do have it ending. So we can give this a try. We shouldn't have any printing. Then, oh wait, I'm on the server. I meant to do it the other way around. So on the server, I'll go ahead and go to this. So on the client, I'll start reviving. And I let go and look away. And you can see it does stop. However, actually that is the client. There is an issue where if I press F or hold F and let go, so I let go, you can see it is still spamming, not locally controlled. And that's just due to pretty much the result. And then the second I look away is when it stops. So we can set this up to where basically the whatchamacallit is no longer a thing, because that is handled by, well, our held interaction. So if we really wanted to, we could do it through this, or we could do it through simply reading this value. So let's try that instead. So instead of wrapping this in like so, what we can do is put that back to how it was and call end task in here, wait delay, end task. And we only want to call this if we are not locally controlled and the duration interacting actor is invalid. Because if there is no interacting actor to use, then there's nothing to, well, do. So we may as well go ahead and terminate. So let's give this a try again. Go ahead and go down on the client and give it a try. So I press F and then release. And you can see it's running, but it's only running when we release it, which is what we want because we are clearing out this value. So we should get pretty much everything to work as before. So let me actually just wrap this in its own separate thing really quick. So if we are not locally controlled, then we can, print out the log one more time, just so we can visualize it a little bit better, because obviously running once is not really a great indicator. So I'm going to go over here, go down, and hold it and release. And you can see every time I release, it stops printing. And then same thing, if I hold F and look away, we stop again, hold F, look away, and it stops. So that way it's not running on the server all the time. It's only running on the client, it's only running on the server when the client is trying to do the held interaction. So it's a small one, but it is a little optimization there, but it does make it a little bit easier for us to pretty much handle kind of the remainder of the stuff anyways. So we may as well just have it there. Yeah, that allows us to adjust this however we need, to slow the rate down on the server, speed it up, slow the rate down on the client, speed it up, however we want. And we get a nice, smooth progress bar. That's, in my opinion, is the main thing. All right, so we have the UI portion, in my opinion, done for the revive. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I would want to do next because, like I had mentioned, I do not have the actual animation made yet. So consider it a surprise for the next video because I don't even know what I'm doing. So I'll see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.